She was 93, but in superb health, very, very lively, very alert. She loved to watch the news, she loved to watch documentaries, she loved sport, she was a big Manchester City fan. And she was able to look after herself. From the fall, it progressed where she wasn't well, she had to be rushed in hospital because she had pneumonia. When she came out and she'd recovered, again, she had to go back some months later, again with pneumonia. So apart from those incidents, in her life she was fit as a fiddle. When they discharged her, she came back home here, and it's very, very apparent that she was unable to get out of the armchair by herself. She needed assistance. I phoned the emergency social worker who came down. He assessed her immediately and said, we need to get into care. The plan was to go to Hurstall for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, she was going to come straight back home and just enjoy a normal life. Unfortunately, it didn't go to plan though, did it? To see her. She was very comfortable, she was relaxed, she was miserable, but she still couldn't get out of the chair successfully. We'd made plans to bring her home that weekend. For the weekend, we'd help her, try and boost her confidence. The following day, I went down at 2 o'clock to see my mum. She was sat there. I was very, very worried about touching her. I touched her arm and said, Mum, are you okay? She didn't respond. When she did, she couldn't speak. She was in distress. She was clearly unwell. When I arrived back to the care home, the other residents had now finished tea. They were sat down watching television. My mum wasn't. She sat on her own in the dining room. She couldn't eat. She couldn't speak to me. The only thing she could relay was she was in pain. I asked what did the doctor say? The same carer hadn't phoned the doctor that afternoon. She hadn't phoned Mum until I reminded her, and she said she would do later on. That was the last time I saw my mum. Got a phone call about 7:20. It's the same carer. She was hysterical. She screamed down the phone, your mum stopped breathing. We're working hard. As I looked down the footpath, I saw the ambulance at the front door. I saw 2 carers scurrying down the footpath towards me. One was a senior carer. She said, I'm sorry, Pete, but your mum's dead. She then saw I had a problem getting in through the front door. She opened the front door, said the family's here, and she just carried on going home. Mum was lay on the bed unprepared. I was in shock. I stepped outside onto the corridor. Another carer came along and said, can you clean out all the belongings now, please? And do you know the name of an undertaker? The undertaker, when he arrived the following morning to arrange the funeral, I found it very, very odd that he would say to me, in the midst of my tears and grief, say, I shouldn't have taken your mum that night. I said, I beg your pardon? He said, I couldn't get the paperwork for your mum. The office door was locked. So, what do you mean? He said, I shouldn't have not have removed your mum's body. But I decided I would do. Later on he told me that he was the one that phoned the coroner because because he couldn't get the notification of death. He should never remove the body. And he had concerns, that's why he phoned the coroner the following morning. What led on from there was I had to go, I never ever expected this, I had to go to a hospital mortuary and identify my mother's body. It was a very, very stressful experience. They have a solicitor, so he's defending them, whereas I'm on my own. And also it's a very, emotionally it's hard because you're discussing the death of your mother. You listen to post-mortem results. So it would have been easier if I did have representation. After the inquest, I still felt that justice hadn't been done.
Peter called us within days of the inquest. Obviously, he was very upset. The inquest had recorded a narrative verdict which really didn't give him all the answers that he wanted. He felt he had to get answers to those questions and wanted some legal representation. Had he come to us earlier, we would of course offered him representation at the inquest, but it was too late for that. That was done. What we could do, however, is try and move on with the case and try and get more answers to those questions that hadn't been answered and ultimately try and get some closure for him. Got all the documents from court, reviewed those, and we were still happy that this case had reasonable prospects. We then got Elsie's medical notes and records from NHS England. We've now instructed the same medical expert who gave evidence at the inquest. What we're looking for is the medical expert to confirm that on balance, had the care home took action earlier, then the outcome would have been very different. We're hopeful that medical report will be with us within the next couple of weeks, and thereafter, if we can't get the matter resolved, we won't leave this stone unturned. We will commence court proceedings.
I do phone Sarah quite a lot because I have a lot of questions, and she has all of my questions. She knows immediately when I'm on the phone. She knows my voice that well now. But even if it's little silly questions, little niggling questions that I've got, I feel very comfortable in phoning her up. If I've got things on my mind that you're not sure about, I can just phone her up, she explains it to me. And I think she's been a great support because she's helped me see things, I've helped her see things, and I'm just very, very happy with the way everything's evolved at the moment.
Peter's motivation, like many of my clients, isn't to get ultimately compensation, because compensation for these types of injuries isn't huge, and of course it won't bring back the loved one. What Peter wants and what we're working tirelessly with him for is to get answers to those questions and to make sure that this doesn't happen to somebody else's mother or somebody else's loved one.